Good morning, everyone, again, and thanks for joining. Jason and I will provide you with some experience we gained over a period of, in my case, more than 20 years working with industry and both having experience from academia. We will target as a target audience product and project managers in any type of product and service companies. We think it's valuable, this webinar, for all type of executives doing decision making. So decision makers in general and business analysts are in the target audience. But if you are not one of them, so certainly you hopefully will value from participating in this webinar as well. I want to guide you to understand the need for, in particular, real-time product and service decisions. We want to help you to learn about monitoring how data analytics can help in this road mapping process. We will guide you to some extent in some tool support, and we'll mention how to get these things started to happen in reality. Well, we have structured our webinar today in 4 main sections. We will give an introduction, what we mean by real-time release management. We will briefly summarize our view on the current status on that, and then we will guide you through 3 use cases, how this looks and how our tool support fits into this picture. And we will wrap it up by some summary and take-home messaging. At real time, so things are changing. You want to try to be more profitable than your competitor. You want to react on all the changes happening around you, and you potentially feel that there is a lot of information and data that could be leveraged for that. In this chart, what I've just shown here, this is the case of degree of usage of features in a product. So all what it means for the different colors representing different functionalities. We want to express here that the degree of usage might change continuously, and that has different implications on either enhancing or shrinking or modifying the features, which is just one example of what is going on in this space where we are in products and services to be offered. We know that technologies are continuously changing. We know that the market competitor conditions are changing continuously, and so does the business value. We know that users and their preferences is something which is very dynamic as well, and also that products typically evolve substantially over time. So we are facing the challenge to look into their characteristics, how well they are maintainable, and this all is just expressing and describing that the environment is dynamically changing. We can no longer just plan in advance and thinking that a snapshot we got today is valid for more than a week, because if we do not do that to look into the changes moving towards real-time product management, so then we are risking that the quality of our decisions gets down. So it's clearly said as our underlying assumption that quality of decisions is depending on the quality of data, and quality of data means several things. In particular, we are here referring to the up-to-dateness of information, and that is the whole scoping of our webinar today. So we want to emphasize how important it is to look into very up-to-date information, how important it is to leverage this information into a process we call real-time decision-making for product management. Real-time is something on the one hand, and we don't want to confuse this with short-term oriented decision-making. So we are here expressing by this cartoon that whatever means the real time and how much we do, it's always in consideration of the strategy. So we want to do both things, looking ahead, accommodating the change, but keeping in mind the roadmap always to keep this in consideration. So the strategy is something which is aligned with the paradigm of real-time decision-making. Here you find a snapshot. This is not our tool. This is another result from a dashboard, which just stands for the fact that we are continuously monitoring the different parameters of our product or service portfolio development process. We are looking into the evolution of effort. We are comparing the actual versus the planned effort. We are looking into defects detected and defects resolved, and this is a kind of paradigm where we have learned that these things are not only changing, so we have to react on these changes, and the cycle time for these responses gets shorter and shorter, which is another view on moving towards real time. So we are looking at real-time decision-making, keeping an eye on the roadmap all the time. So that is the starting point of our presentation. As another part of framing our subsequent use case-driven presentation is to present our technical vision. You see here a poster actually, which is presented today in a different venue in Europe as part of a collaboration project we have with a consortium of companies in Finland, and F-Secure is the leader on the Finnish side about that. Though this is where we showcase how we think real-time product release planning would help the product manager to come up with better results, with higher value, with more timely products. So you can see here on the bottom, in the middle of the bottom, our dashboard. The dashboard, you will see this later on and explained a bit more in detail, is a kind of status update on where you are in the different aspects of the process. You see on the top right something which explains the continuous value elicitation, the dynamic changes on different pieces of services, and you have different categories from the customer evaluation of these services being attractors or being mandatory services, or being what is called one-dimensional features in the Kano model we have applied here. And you see also on the left side the move from one product release to the next release. So it's version 5.I moving into 5.I+1. You see a feature model, and you see some changes happening from the one version to another one. And the key message here is that these changes are done consciously based on a real-time data analysis, accommodating the different type of information. You see also here the usage trends on the right side, what I have explained already before. And you also see here in the center of this illustration the connection with the JIRA issue management. JIRA is a well-known tool support to accommodate the changes, the issues in an organization,